Welcome back, guys. Today we're going to be playing Timberborn. I haven't played this game in probably like 6 months maybe or more, I'm not totally sure, but they have a new Badwater update that I wanted to check out. So after booting it up, it was time to pick the level. I have played this game before, and I'll admit I was feeling a little cocky. 1,000 Islands caught my eye because it says it is no easy task, and it's on the biggest map size. Of course, for some reason, that's still not enough for me. I don't know what I was thinking when I recorded this, but for some reason I'm now playing on the hardest map on the hardest difficulty. After giving my settlement an appropriate name, I wanted to get a lay of the land. And as you can see, we are completely surrounded by water. On an island. Who would have guessed? However, there's also this brown poop water floating around as well, which I believe is the main mechanic of the latest update, but it's not something that I'm familiar with. What I am familiar with, however, is how to play the game. If you've never played Timberborn before, it's very similar to other civilization builder games like Frostpunk or Wandering Village, which are both great games, by the way. Let me know in the comments if you want me to play either of those. But instead of human beings, you control beavers. That's because this game takes place after a post-apocalyptic fallout between the humans, which resulted in beavers being the only living beings left over afterwards. Just like in any other civ builder, the most important things to take care of are food and water. One of which we are clearly doing better on, because we are fortunate enough to already have some berry bushes on the property and be surrounded by drinkable water that we can pump up using these log pumpers. But all these little buildings and stuff that I built aren't just free. They come at a sacrifice of the beaver's teeth, which is why we need to build a grindstone for them to maintain their teeth. And with that, our first day was over. We head into the night, where our little beavers get to rest finally from a hard day's work. Except they sleep on the cold-ass ground because I forgot to build them houses, and I'm a terrible person. So the next morning, I looked for a spot to build them some homes and fix the issue. You know, I don't really know why everyone complains nowadays about how hard it is to get a house, how they're so expensive. Just pull yourself up by your bootstraps, use your teeth to chew down a tree, and then spend all day building it with your little beaver hands. Like, I don't get it. Okay. Economy jokes aside, we have to focus on our food economy. We've already picked almost half of our berries, and they aren't regrowing very quickly, which means we need to start planting some carrots for the future. And after a long day of planting and building, we are finally able to spend the night in our cute little homes. No more homeless beavers. Which seemed to have perked them up, as they woke up happier than ever, with a well-being of 3. Well-being is a stat used to measure how good I'm treating the beavers, and can be used to increase their lifespan and work efficiency. At this point, with happy beavers, a decent amount of food, and some water in our back pocket, I'm feeling pretty good about myself and our little colony. I don't really understand the Badwater still or what it does, and looking at it, it seems to be flowing completely away from me. So maybe this map isn't that hard after all.
What the hell is even that?
Never mind, I take it back. I forgot about this part. In 2.5 days, all the water around us will turn to nothing, which is why you should always stock up on food and water. One of the best ways to do that is usually building a dam, as you would expect from a beaver. But while trying to build this dam, I realized what makes this map so difficult compared to the other maps. Normally you have one stream or river or waterfall that's really easy to just dam up in one spot and have a good source of water. But if I wanted to save even a little bit of water here, I would have to dam up almost the entire ocean because there's no natural choke point. This resulted in me not really feeling sure on what to do, and arbitrarily placing my dams in some locations that I thought would maybe work, mostly in the hopes that when the drought came, everything would reveal itself to me. But the drought came very quick.
Oh my god! Okay, it's happening! Everybody stay calm! What's the procedure, everyone? What's the procedure? Stay calm!
Go, get the carrots! Get in your houses! The beaver guys are mad at us! Okay, well, don't leave the carrots behind, though. What the heck?
Bruh.
And just like that, all the beautiful water that we had been counting on was gone. No dam in place, no plan, Nothing but the food in our pockets and the water in our bellies. I can honestly say I haven't been this ill-prepared for a drought since maybe the first time I played the game. I was in way over my head. I didn't have any logs to build the dam that I needed, and I didn't know what to do. So I tried building more lumberjack flags to salvage this disaster. I also noticed that the area across the way had a natural pool that was providing some greenery during the drought and thought it might be best to put some food up over there as well.
3 days later.
Somehow, we managed to survive and the water began to pour in. We were able to replant our crops, get back to chopping wood, and working on our dam. Everything felt like it was going great again. But that's because I had my HUD turned off. I was in cinematic mode, and once I left it, I saw that every single one of my beavers was starving, and apparently we have another drought coming, not even 2 days after the first one.
Come on, man.
And literally, overnight, we were back in the ringer. We had a decent amount of water, but with literally zero food and almost no logs, I was beginning to feel less confident about our chances, not to mention that this drought would be even longer than the last one. And as the water washed away, I realized that I basically needed to start focusing solely on building this dam if I wanted even a chance of surviving. But I had forgotten to build some of the most basic, important structures in the game. I was just using the trees around me, and I didn't even remember about building the forester, which is what replants the trees. So I've just been using these trees without fixing them or preparing for the future in any way. Not only that, but to build the forester, I need 2 more buildings that I never built to make it work. This was such a major oversight and was beginning to highlight the root of my problems. I've been trying to build this dam for days without having any wood. I guess that's what I get for skipping the tutorial. Either way, the reality was that I needed to get these buildings up and running if I wanted to try and recover from the mistakes I had made. But again, I have no wood, so I had to start going around and literally destroying all my hard work to get my wood back. And with that, there wasn't much else I could do. I had set up the buildings I needed, assigned the right jobs to the beavers, and I had even demolished my own buildings to give them the wood they would need. I just had to sit back and watch as seasons passed. Water came in, went out. It was like they didn't even care about us out here, stuck in the wild by ourselves. Until finally, one day, a beaver would step up to the challenge and build that forester. Our entire colony, saved at the hands of a single beaver. We had barely survived droughts up until now, even without this technology. So the fact that we had it now meant we would most likely be in the clear. And with our trees being replanted, we could finally feel good about ourselves. But of course, that's not how this game works. Instead, I wake up to yet another horrible message threatening me with a bad tide. I don't even know what that is. I don't like the sound of it though. Before I even know it, our beautiful little island has been turned into Alcatraz, and there's a weird disease crawling out from the water onto my land. Also, I'm pretty sure this beaver just boxed up some diseased carrots to feed to my colony. That's wonderful. I don't actually know what this poop water does, but I don't like the fact that my beavers are walking around in it. So I feel like it's only best that I turn off the jobs over there on that island, so we can try to make everyone hunker down on the main island where we keep our food and water, with the goal of waiting out whatever this bad tide is. Which, by the way, is again even longer than our last round. Despite my instincts being right about the water, it seems I didn't think of it soon enough, as 4 of my beavers are already unwell, which apparently means that they're going to get sick very soon. Unsure of what to do or how to treat them, I decided that it wouldn't matter with all this bad water around anyways, as it essentially cut my base in half. I would have to wait until the normal water returned. But my beavers just got sicker and sicker, becoming lethargic and getting covered in these little measles. Not only that, but they were eating all of our food like it was nobody's business. The bad tide continued for what seemed like forever, until almost all my beavers had gotten sick and slowly dwindled down my numbers. Even when the water finally returned and the bad tide was over, I only had a few beavers left. which wasn't enough to work the water pumps and the farms and the forester and all the things they needed to take care of themselves. I tried my best to salvage it. I tried putting in a smaller dam. We had crops planted. There was a chance we could have survived. But ultimately, the sickies ate too many of my carrots, and our last little warriors passed on. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you want to see more of this next time, or if you want to see a different game or anything like that, and I'll be back with Kenshi next week. See ya!